Hello everybody, I'm Greg Erickson. Today I'm going to be talking about 20 plus years of mass shootings, missed warnings. I'm going to start off with Columbine and take you all the way through. I'll do it probably rather quickly. You can read this on my website. Just click on important news in the menu and you'll go to this story. But I just want to let you know what's going on with this. Mainstream media for the last 20 plus years has been blaming everything on mass shootings except what's really taking place, and that's failures, missed warnings from Columbine all the way through today. It just keeps happening over and over and over, and I'll take you through it and show you about it. Okay, the first thing, red flag warning signs continue to be missed before shootings. Okay, let's go straight to Columbine. Here it says Columbine detonator too advanced for the gunman. Okay, Columbine warning signs overlooked. Evidence shows young killer had 15 run-ins with the law before the school rampage. And all these are sourced information that I have. That's from the San Francisco Gate. Columbine might never have happened had school officials and local sheriffs acted on clear signs that two killers were prone to violence and familiar with lethal weapons, according to a report made public today by the governor of Colorado. Families allege Columbine cover-up, CBS. Police knew of the Columbine threat, paper shows, missed warnings, and they don't stop. Why is that? Why do these missed warnings keep going on and on and on? I'm not going to. Okay, let's go to Virginia Tech real quick. Virginia Tech paid $32,000 to satisfy federal fines lodged at U.S. Department of Education, which charged the university to not adequately warn its campus community at the beginning of the 2007 rampage. The shooter alarmed instructors and classmates, NBC. Let's go to Fort Hood, 2009. FBI and Army officials repeatedly ignored multiple warning signs that could have prevented the November 2009 massacre at Fort Hood, Texas. CNN. Lawmaker. Report shows FBI ignored accused Fort Hood shooter out of political correctness. Now remember, mainstream media is going to blame everybody but missed warnings. Now, here's the catch. Mainstream media tells the truth. They bury that truth so deep that most people will never read it. That's been my job, is to get these stories to you. But on the television set, not much talk at all about missed warnings. It's all about gun control, taking our guns, blaming it on everything except what you should be blaming it on, and that is missed warnings. Well, I was hoping I wouldn't get a phone call during this. I'll just let it ring. Let's go to Norway attacks 2011. Norway shooting, police response criticized. Norwegian police could have stopped the massacre from the Independent. The laughing gunman was a Freemason. He used meditation as a form of mind control, from the UK Guardian. Okay, let's go to Sandy Hook. 4 years before Adam Lanza massacred more than 2 dozen people in Connecticut, police officials were warned of his homicidal plans, according to documents released by the FBI this week. 4 years before. Adam Lanza threatened Sandy Hook killings years earlier, records show, New York Times. Officials told NBC Pete Williams they were investigating a report that someone had an altercation with 4 staff members the day before Sandy Hook, 3 of whom were killed the next day. Sandy Hook victims identified. The bodies were removed during the night. Judges have not released a report on response. 5 years. I'm not going to get into let's go to Aurora, Colorado, 2012. There's a video that you can watch. Judge waits to release sealed documents just before leaving a state judge job and joining the Supreme Court. He releases them and then leaves his office. Aurora, Colorado, met with not one, Shooter James Holm met with not one, but at least 3 mental health professionals at the University of Colorado prior to the massacre. James Holmes was among elite in neuroscience before the Aurora Theater massacre. 2 witnesses say Aurora's shooter had help. That's from CNN. Okay, let's go to the Navy Yard shooter, 2013. FBI Navy Yard shooter said low-frequency attacks drove him to kill. Research Manchurian Candidates if you want to know more about this. Research the term Manchurian Candidates. Navy base didn't consider Navy Yard shooter a threat. San Bernardino, California, 2015. San Bernardino couple spoke of attacks in 2013, FBI says. That's 2 years before the actual attack. Much information about San Bernardino case still has not been made public. Why is that? Pulse nightclub, 2016. The Pulse gunman's father was an FBI informant under criminal investigation. Orlando shooting killer's behavior had long been an issue. Now let's go to Las Vegas. I've got a separate page for that. Here's Las Vegas. Something I want to point out. Here's the Mandalay Bay. Here's the where the shooting took place. On one side of the shooting is I can't remember the name of the hotel, but it's got an obelisk in front of it and a pyramid on one side. On the other side of where the shooting took place is the McCarran Airport, the Area 51 airport. Police, let's see here. Police waited in the hallway as the shooting was taking place. FBI knew Las Vegas gunmen had large caches of guns and explosives, record shows. FBI knew about it. Officials had to be sued in order to turn over law enforcement documents. What's going on here, folks? The missed warnings just keep rolling in, 20 plus years. It's got to make you stop and think, what in the hell's going on here? Officials' names of all the witnesses were blacked out in the 1,200 pages of police reports. Worker warned hotel before the Las Vegas shooter opened fire on the crowd, CBS. Felon caught with guns in Mandalay Bay room 3 years before the Las Vegas shooting. Okay, I think that's enough for that one. I'll just keep going on so I can, like I said, you can read this on my website. It's all sourced. Just click on important news in the menu at thefutureofnews.info. Okay, let's go to Sutherland Springs, 2017. Air Force didn't alert the FBI to the Texas shooter's criminal past. Family that lost 9 in Sutherland Springs shooting sues the federal government. How was he missed? Menacing Texas church gunman left series of red flags. Sheriff didn't pursue sex case against Sutherland Springs church gunman. Here's Parkland, 2018. This is a separate page here for it. I'll just briefly keep going on through here. Most of his confessions is exempt from public release, although the judge is considering whether to seal the entire video recorded interview. Why are they trying to block release of Stoneman security videos? The Miami Herald. Florida Governor Scott calls for the FBI's director's resignation after Parkland. Inside the multiple failures to stop the Parkland shooting. They wanted the shooter forcefully committed in 2016. It wasn't done. Why do authorities keep missing the warning signs from The Guardian? Senate panel explores why the FBI missed warnings before the Parkland shooting. 2 major warnings. Sheriff says he got 23 calls about the shooters' families, but records show more. FBI missed the warning signs. Massive law enforcement failures for 20 years. There's a lot more there, but I need to go on so I can get this finished. Santa Fe school shooting. Days before the shooting, the gunman posted a photo of a shirt with the words "Born to Kill" on his Facebook page. Feds won't charge shooter in Santa Fe school shooting. Police may have shot students. The autopsy report was supposed to be finished mid-June 2018. To this day, I don't think it's been released. He was wearing a trench coat with combat boots. He had a "Born to Kill" t-shirt on. Trench coats were banned at Santa Fe High School before the shooting. Jacksonville shooter, 2018. Jacksonville shooting suspect was hospitalized in psychiatric facilities on antipsychotic or antidepressant medications. Existing law didn't protect victims from the Jacksonville shooter. He had numerous interactions with law enforcement because of the tendency towards outbursts that displays oppositional or threatening behavior. He was involuntarily committed to mental health facilities. I think you probably understand the missed warnings by now. Watch your TV news on mass shootings. Blame everything except law enforcement and school failures, mental health failures, just one after the other. Newbury Park, California. They called out a crisis intervention team to the shooter who met with him, talked to him, and he was cleared. The New Zealand shooting. A man warned police about the suspect at the rifle club. The police were warned ahead of time. New Zealand shooter was active for more than 30 minutes. Police were training on the day of the shooting. Mainstream media has steadfastly ignored the many legitimate examples of self-defense in this country where good guys use loaded guns to bring attacks to a halt. The shooter in, which one are we on? New Zealand. The shooter traveled to North Korea. Originally, he was not the lone attacker. There were 3 other suspects. Okay, Highland Ranch, Colorado, 2019. Judge to keep most court records and reports secret. Colorado criminal cases remain hidden despite assurances to make them public. That's how this works, folks. It seems that the system is been corrupted because these shootings keep going on and on. Missed warnings, never fixed, never stopped. They keep them coming. Students say that he would hint about committing the act. There was something in this one I wanted to show you. Threatening text added to Wikipedia 8 days before the STEM shooting. Infighting between law enforcement and the school results in no armed resource officer prior to the shooting. Okay, that's enough for that one. I got to keep going on here. Okay, let's go to Virginia Beach, 2019. The gunman who shot 12 people had been facing disciplinary action for a violent fight at work. Physical scuffles with other city workers. This is before the shooting. He was involved in what it called a violent altercation on the city grounds. This is before the shooting. Trying to get to the important stuff for you folks. City officials blacked out the time that he sent the email to authorities. There was Virginia Beach active shooter training workshop going on the day after the shooting. Okay, let's move on here. I'm almost through with this. El Paso Walmart shooting. Two missed warnings. El Paso. The El Paso shooting suspect's mother called the Allen, Texas police department weeks before the shooting because she was concerned about her son owning an AK type firearm. CNN. Another warning sign. Shooter wore a long trench coat to school. His father was a mental health counselor. Okay, now we're going to Dayton, Ohio. And if I remember right, this was a pretty weird one. Let's see here. The Dayton shooter killed his sister and wounded his best friend. The shooter knew Beard and sister were in or just outside the bar when he started shooting. He's listed as an electrical engineer for a defense contractor. I think that's his father, the shooter's father, I believe. The shooter was expelled from school after officials found a notebook where he reportedly wrote a hit list of people he wanted to rape, kill, and skin their bodies. You probably didn't hear mainstream media tell you about that. He loved to look at you and pretend to shoot with guns with his hands. He was suspended for school for writing that hit list, so he should have been on the radar right then. It sparked a lockdown in the school. Let me just find the important ones here. Where's the bizarre stuff? Betts family intelligence military ties. Steve Betts, the shooter's father, works at Altamira Technologies, a top open source technology company in the national security space, headquartered in McLean, Virginia. Ohio shooter classmate. We just let it happen. He's basically saying there were warning signs everywhere. Former classmate was scared of him. Okay, that's all on that one. This is the last one. Odessa, Texas, shooting 2019. Oh, yeah, this one is unbelievable. Odessa shooter had been calling the FBI and police for years. It's almost like they're letting these school shootings keep happening, these mass shootings. And there's a theory about that. I won't get into it today, but how was the gunman able to go on a shooting spree lasting over an hour? He threatened somebody with a rifle before the shooting. Wondered why police reportedly failed to act during a CNN interview. He failed a gun background, still had a gun. Odessa shooter called the police and the FBI 15 minutes before the shooting. There's a lot more here. Got lots of video for you, lots of articles that you can go through. I just wanted to come on here and show you the missed warnings, 20 plus years. And I think that is it for this broadcast. I appreciate y'all watching, and we will talk to you soon. Please tell your friends and family about the future of news. I call it the future of news because we need more truth and less lies in this world. And I'll leave it up to you to judge if I'm telling you more truth. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.